All right. So we have the Queen of Pentacles here. She's reliable. I'm just going to say it, guys. I feel like you really want to shake shit up. That's what's coming in here. It's almost like the Queen of Pentacles is reliable. She's dependable. And I know it's earth energy, right? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But it's an underlying energy. So yes, it's general, and if someone's really central to your story, this might represent them. But I usually read the underlying energy as the energy of the person or the people that I'm reading for, right? So this is you. Reliable, dependable. You may have been working really hard at something, providing for your family, your loved ones, whatever it is, but she brings the value. I would say that with the Queen of Pentacles. She knows how to create abundance. Once she sees the value in something, she will work at it and she's going to make it work. And she makes it successful. She makes it look really easy as well. But I think whatever it is that you've been doing, whatever it is that you've been putting so much time and effort and energy into doing, I don't feel like you've gotten the results that you want. As successful as she is, I'm getting the sense with her that you've done the kind of work aspect of her, which is putting in the effort and the work and stuff. I don't know if so far you've received the recognition or the pat on the back, or if people still see you as, oh God, it's just, Aries, baby Aries, they don't do anything. But you do. You're the Queen of Pentacles. But I kind of feel like you're being dogged by an old reputation or being seen in an old way. Now, that might be an old trigger of yours, an old issue of yours. We have the Three of Swords coming up here. And the Three of Swords, it's heartache, it's pain, it's loss, it's grief. It's all of those nasty, icky emotions that none of us really like to feel. But inevitably, it's part of our human experience, right? Now, when the Three of Swords comes up, yes, it can talk about heartache, pain, loss, all of those things that I just said. But for me, this is how I see this card. We all walk around with three swords in our heart. Every single one of us. So these can be old stories that we have, old, like how we were treated at school, how our parents' marriage, old relationships, how we've been treated at previous jobs, whatever they are. We don't usually realize those three swords are there until someone triggers a memory or triggers some hurt in us, and it shakes up one of those swords, and then we realize. Now, we usually look at what triggered us and blame the trigger, but we can't change the trigger. We can only change what was triggered, which is one of these three swords. So if you've gone through a recent heartache or pain, not even recent, for a while, this is about coming to terms with whatever that issue is. Because whenever the Three of Swords shows up, it's an opportunity for us to remove those swords. To remove those swords once and for all. Now, I know a lot of people, whenever the Three of Swords comes up, and I don't say it, someone's going to say, oh my God, but it's the third party. If you're in a third party situation, you don't need the cards to show you that. You know that already. But that's not what this is saying. Because there's nothing else to show that here. This is the pain that you're feeling. And I kind of know that with the energies that we're in right now as well. With everything that's been going on. And she is reliable and dependable. Do you see what I mean? Yes, the Knight of Wands is coming up here. And he isn't seen as very reliable or dependable, but that's just it. That's the shift in you. I kind of feel that what's hurting you is that you're still being seen as this Knight of Wands. And I love the Knight of Wands. He's very in the moment. He goes for what he wants. He's in it for the experience. He's the adventurer. He's the explorer. But for some of you, you're still being seen like that, even though you've been bloody busting your ass to work hard at something. Relationship, job, the house, whatever it is, but you've been putting in the effort. You've been there. You've been showing up. And still you're being judged by your past. Whatever that past is, whatever happened with that Knight of Wands. For others of you, I'm going to say this. I think you're bored. I think you're straight up bored. And I think when we get bored or when there's not a lot going on, what we tend to do is it turns to self-criticism. We start looking at the wounded ego. All of those, we kind of turn it on ourselves, right? Because there's nothing outward to focus on. And I think it's this, as much as she's great, she's amazing energy, she is. But if you're used to kind of charging around like the Knight of Wands, that's a bit of a shift in energy. So it's looking at what's triggering you, what's paining you, what's hurting you right now. Three of Swords, the focus. Because you're moving past that. We have in the present the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands sits underneath the Queen of Pentacles. So if you come into this week feeling like, what's the bloody point of me ever doing the shit that I do? No one recognizes it anyway, or I don't ever get the pay rise, or, you know, I still get screamed at in the relationship, even though I've been there showing up for dinner every night or doing whatever. Six of Wands is recognition for the work that you've done, and that's in your present. So this is a victory card. Amazing. And I mean, have a look at this. It always looks like some kind of an act, you know, like a performance or something. Like he's climbed up there with his lion. He's like, hey, everyone, look at us. Look what we can do. Like he's ready to perform something to show this thing that he's perfected. So I want to say this to you. Do not be ashamed to go blow your own horn, to toot your own trumpet, to say, hey, guys, look at me. Look at what I've done. Because I kind of get that with this. Because I think you've just been quietly working away at shit, and you're still being recognized for this, and you're not that anymore. You're not the Knight of Wands. Well, you are. There's fire energy, right? But, you know, we can be more than one thing. We can party hard and work hard. You know, it doesn't mean that just because we go out and party or do whatever that we're not reliable. Temperance is saying that, actually. This energy, but I'll get to that in just a moment. So, in the present with the Six of Wands there, it's about, yeah, don't be afraid to hold your head up high with pride and say, look at what I've done. Look at who I am. And that's what I kind of feel like the old issues around this Three of Swords are. Not being recognized for who you are. For what you do. And where does that lead? And, well, the Knight of Swords is there. So this is some kind of direct communication that's needed. I kind of get the sense, I mean, yes, that's more kind of Five of Wands energy, and that's not coming up here, but I'm kind of picking up that kind of a vibe. It's almost like the Knight of Swords, he fights for what he believes in. And it's almost like, you know, yeah, you can still have that Knight energy, and Knights make progress. They get things done, you know, they go charging in, especially these two Knights. They're very fast moving Knights. And you might not be this Knight of Wands anymore, but that doesn't mean don't have that energy to get shit done. He can kind of run his mouth a little bit, but I think it's needed here with the Three of Swords coming up. It might be the first time that you talk about some pain or what's hurt you as well, but you're able to do it in a kind of detached way of, you know, this is the situation, of this is what it's been, of this has been triggering me, of this is what's affecting me or hurting me. But I don't think you've been able to do it before now because there has been that pain. It's when you get this, whatever this is the game changer for you, whatever this is the recognition, the being able to hold your head up high with pride and said, well, you know, I've been the bloody Queen of Pentacles. I've been working so hard at this. I've been there every single day. That's the game changer. And that's what kind of allows you then to, I think, have the confidence or, you know, to say it, for it to come up and say, well, this is my truth, and to speak it. What's your advice? Temperance. Now, temperance, it's patience, right? Divine timing and all of that bloody bullshit stuff that people don't like to hear. But, you know, it's more than that. Temperance is about restoring balance in a situation. And I kind of feel like it's the way that you're seen. And like, yeah, you know, no one gives a shit about what other people think about us. I'm just going to swear so badly, I'm sorry. But every single arsehole out there has an opinion. And, you know, they're ready to judge. They're not ready to act. They're ready to judge. You've been doing stuff in the past and in the present. No one can judge you. So whether people's words have hurt you, whether someone left you or did whatever, because this is painful. This is about writing that. Temperance is that. It's bringing balance back into a situation, moderation in all things. If you've been doing nothing but work, it's about now incorporating some play back into that. You can't be all work and no play. So in the same vein, you can't be all play and no work, right? But I'm not really getting that here. Look at what's missing. Temperance is, have a look at everything in your life, every single area of your life. And there's cups are missing, but in temperance, I don't know if she does. Yeah, she is. She's got two cups there. She's pouring liquid from one into the other. This is about making the impossible possible. This is something I think you thought was impossible. It wouldn't happen. And it's happening. But you did it. That's the point of this. It's not like some kind of gift that someone's given you or, you know, a stroke of luck. You've been working hard for this. You've been putting energy into it. You've been going into different directions. You've been inspired. You've been trying to create something new. And I just get the sense it's gone unnoticed. Like, you know, someone's just not noticed it or just not bothered to notice it. And that's why you say something. But understanding yourself first. Now, does it matter? Do you have to have that conversation? For some of you, yeah, there's something. This might be a conversation with the trigger, or to talk about the trigger, to move past it, to think, well, screw this. I have my beliefs. I have my truth. You know, I'm going to speak my truth and I'm going to get the hell out of Dodge. There can be that kind of energy. But understand it for yourself first before you act. That was old you that would have gone rushing in. Knight of Wands. Now it's about standing strong in what you've done, recognizing who you are. Doesn't mean not saying it. Knight of Swords is telling you to speak your truth. But what is your truth? Understand it first. This Temperance is saying, take a moment. Just take a moment. You're becoming someone new every day. You've accomplished so much. Just think about it before you go in and speak it, right? So you say the right thing. So you don't just undo everything. I mean, that would be it. Like, think about it. If someone's treating you like you're like having temper tantrums and stuff, and you haven't for a long time, and then all of a sudden you have a temper tantrum to say, hey, I don't have temper tantrums anymore. That's what I kind of feel like that Temperance say. That's just a stupid example, but do you see what I mean? The use of that energy. Just think about it. Yeah, so we have show simple acts of kindness. Oh God. Can you even see that? A simple act of kindness can energize you and bring happiness to those around you. Now, I kind of think that this is being tempered, or your approach to this. That's Temperance. I get it. Some of you are at the end of your rope. And to be honest, I do prefer that energy to the Three of Swords. Because the Three of Swords is pain, is when we're dealing with it by ourselves. Like, she's mourning the loss of something, right? That's a gravestone that she's laying flowers on. She's been coming there every day, look. So I do think it's time to say something or to do something. And anger is, that passion that, and passion can run the whole gamut, right? Create something out of passion, or you can burn the shit out of something with passion. But it is about not letting that anger get out of control. You want to be logical and straight when you talk about this. But that's where the Temperance comes in, and show simple acts of kindness. It may be, no matter what's been done to you, maybe they do deserve kindness. And you don't do it for them. You do it for yourself. Because you're not that person anymore. That's what's coming up.